At ease, ladies. My name's Thew, back once again on the month-long Michael Bay movie appreciation kick, so flex that left cheek and flip your kitten calendar to Baypril. Now then, we've historically had a ton of Ironhide content on the channel, because I love him. Whether he's a chunky G1 grumphead or a basically unrelated lumpy gun nut, that's my boy. So I talk about Ironhide a lot, but I feel like it's almost always in the context of, why isn't there a perfect one? But there kind of is now. This GDO series has more or less put us out of our misery on both fronts. There is a good OG one and a good movie one. I am at long last satisfied with Ironhide. I'm Satisfyinhide, which has finally freed me up to appreciate the ever-loving heck out of the many flawed ones. This is Leader Class Dark of the Moon GDO Ironhide. So yes, Big Guns McGee here was a staple of the movie Autobots for the first few films until he wisely got out at number 3, where he showed up for a bit, did something awesome to remind you that you like him, and was promptly murdered senseless in the next scene. So I guess Hasbro figured it was time to do something with him before he lost all that heat, because up to that point he'd been stuck with rehashes of the same shite Voyager figure. But for Dark of the Moon, he was positively lavished with a deluxe release, a Cyberverse Commander, a new Voyager, and a leader. They were trying things with Ironhide. They were trying-hide. But they were definitely panicking a bit, and I'm not sure it paid off. Like, I get the impression that what they were shooting for here was an Ironhide toy to rival Battle Ops Bumblebee, because this dizzy thing was initially released under the name Ultimate Ironhide. What's your favourite Halo game? Reach! But come on, time passes, perspectives change, the pressure is long since off. And I gotta say, this thing has a real fun presence. It's big and brash and ballsy and visibly a messy bitch. Same. Just a weirdly long, straggly sucker with legs up to its armpits. It never seems to look impressive. It's at once too skinny and too baggy. I mean, it's tough to call it kibbly because the Bayverse aesthetic is visual excess by design. And Ironhide's look in particular has always been weird. Formed from these two huge car hood shoulder chunks with like a weird little breastplate thing at tummy level. It's gotta be a mission to make it look good as a toy, and they have not managed it. Like, the face is so weird. He's a fugly pug-faced pig monster on the best of days, but here, with his bleary blood clot eyeshadow and weird moving mouth plate, it's more confusing and unsettling than ever. Like, is that his mouth? Is that? I don't know what's going on here, but that does not look like talking. And the arms are ridiculous! Look at these copious car panels layered up on the forearms, with the shoulders back here so thin and naked. They're more like kibble storage units that occasionally break out into a limb. Legs are a touch better, sporting the inlaid Bayverse junkyard look, which I know isn't to everybody's tastes, or mine a lot of the time, but I appreciate it here. The feet are kind of cool, they got little toe flaps, and I really dig the smooth tailgate heel. That's neat. Problem is, he just will not stand up straight. I get that he's supposed to be an unexpectedly acrobatic beefcake, but feel free to stop doing the splits at any point. The hip joints are horribly weak, particularly on the inner detents, and the wheels are stashed inconveniently on the inside calf, so you just can't get his legs straight and parallel together. They have to go at an angle, and the hips can't take it. Bit of a backpack round there. Fair enough, mate. And in a departure from his on-screen appearance, you may have noticed that he's bright red. This is because this is the GDO variant, which you may recall as a 2012-ish Generations subline, consisting entirely of repaints of extant molds as unexpected characters. Yes, indeed, from the makers of Tomahawk Springer, Jazz Wheelie, and Bulkhead Brawn comes Ironhide squared. Squirenhide. Because around that time there was a lot of frustrated effort to merge the G1 and movie Ironhide styles. They were really pushing to cross-pollinate and consolidate into a single definitive Ironhide that could pass as both the most established one and the most famous one. So this toy does kind of feel like a cheap out. Like, sod it, let's just do a red one of this. Like an inverse DK2 guard. And I mean, the G1 flavored movie repaints had been a thing, but Ironhide kept coming out blue for some reason. So they obviously took the opportunity to close that trend off in GDO. And it looks fantastic! Whether or not you give a shit about G1 nostalgia, this is just fucking sick! Just an enormous, invigorating explosion of scintillating robotic fire. Isn't it such blessed relief to see this design in bright, lively colours? Like, even the grey lowlights here are tastefully upbeat, and the size helps. Like, I'm sure it'd look good in a smaller size. Shout out Enforcer Ironhide, we remember you. But the extra height takes it from kinda cool to simply stunning. Anyway, as an intended ultimate type toy of the Autobots in-house weapon specialist, this thing is littered with laser cannon dumbassery. Like, check out this cheerful chest burster, spinning and screeching like a Catherine Wheeler chaos. The face flexes and lights up with 2 different sound clips that are actually very emblematic of the Michael Bay experience.
Ironhide.
He's also brimming with pop-out gimmicks on every limb. Limmicks. But while pop-out cannons are always fun, they're also massively compromised. Because everyone's favourite film geek Ironhide factoid is that his bulbous blasters have more moving parts than your average entire character.
I just wanted to show him my cannons.
So they're the sort of weapon it's kind of okay to have as accessories. Because when they're built in, they're forced to fit inside a pretty limited arm space. Like, this one looks very silly and underwhelming. And I don't even know what that one is. Like a pile driver? Did he have anything that looked like that in the film? Actually, what even was that in the middle? A Gatling gun? Some kind of Cybertronian internal organ? A lazy Susan? And I love so much that they gave him secret weapons stashed in his legs. I didn't even know those were there until like this morning. Look at this, he's got a whole missile launcher inside his calf. Come on. And check out the left leg. It's got a secret holster for a combat knife. There's something very funny about a Michael Bay Transformer holding a knife. Like, aren't you guys made of knives? Gosh, so many gimmicks, so much to do. And if you activate them all at once, it takes a screenshot. Look how silly that is. Like, I know it's supposed to be badass, but come on. Ultimate is not the word I'd use. How about Transformers Dark of the Moon, GDO, There Was an Attempt, Ironhide? Or Tfdotmgdotway. Way. So yes, big Heidi Selassie here is quite good fun to transform, and surprisingly logical for a big movieverse bot. And the alt mode is so cool. Like, it's just got that basic big fun toy appeal. So immediate and impacty, and so deeply enjoyable in its heft and hugeness. Bringing a huge Hefner. And let's be real, the GMC Top Kick is a ridiculous thing. Like, who needs this much car? You legitimately couldn't drive one of these down my street. It wouldn't fit. State of this, man. Road armor, alright. How insecure are you? But as a child's toy, it is wonderful, gorgeous, spectacular, fantastic, love it, love it, love it. It just has such a fulsome form and inherent size spectacle. The colours do it no end of favours, irrespective of the G1 clout grasp. The red is so hot, and that gold stripe really sells it. It just looks good. It is very undercarriagey though. Like, he's mostly right there, which does make me question the thoroughness of the transformation. Weapons are still loaded up on top, albeit a touch awkward on the way out. Oh, no, it's working fine now. Great. Cool, I'll just skip that bit then. Wheels are good and roly-poly with nice textured tyres. Oh. Okay. Oh, more electronics, is it? Kinda surprised there's no headlights, though. Like, on a toy like this, that's so preoccupied with its own gimmicks, and how much stuff the robot mode does, you would kind of expect headlights. Like, it's not a problem, I guess. It's just surprising to me that it doesn't do that. But regardless, this is an absolute beast of a thing, and proof, if proof be need be, that nobody does alt modes like Bayformers. So, there you go. Leader Ironhide is a wonderfully fun Transformer, and it is also a great big mess. You'll notice I didn't say but. Its messiness becomes it. It feels like a toy where they gave it a go, God bless them, and it came out kind of pathetic, but I'm really glad they did it. Because I seem to remember the toy landscape in Dark of the Moon being pretty grim. After the formative first movie line and the unhinged success of Revenge of the Fallen and everything in between, it kind of felt like the good times were over. It was a sea of unending Bumblebee variants, boring brown Human Alliance tat, and those bloody wreckers. And the leaders were horrible. I never liked Sentinel Prime. That Bumblebee was minging, and this is the Ironhide that emerged from that environment. But with reduced expectations and a buffer decade, I see it. Not as the ultimate one, certainly not as my favourite one, but as this one. A relic of a weird period of toy design, a symptom of a flailing product line clinging to the intoxication of success. The world needed a huge movie Ironhide toy. This is the one we got, and there ain't nothing else like it. I am, to reiterate, satisfied Ironhide. So So thank you so much for watching. Cheers once again to Paragon Refugee for hooking me up, and I'll catch you for more Babrill next Sunday. Goodbye. Patron shout out! Okay, 2 in and we're going for the win. Babrill feels good, baby. God, I love this thing. Cheers so much for coming with me on this. Thank you to all the patrons who fund my shenanigans, especially Michael Pecoraro. That's a handy amount of syllables you got there. Remember all the sadness and frustration. All right, check you later, kids.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Robocentric vocabulgasm.